Welcome to the High Vibe Moms Club, the podcast for ambitious women ready to ditch burnout, diet culture, and mom guilt so they can feel hot, healthy, and radiant from the inside out. I'm your host, Shannon Getz, and this isn't just another wellness podcast. It's a movement. If you're ready to raise your vibe, reset your health, and step into your most confident self, you're in the right place. Welcome back to the High Vibe Moms Club. And if you're new to my world, welcome in. I am so excited to have you joining and listening in on possibly the thing that is exactly what you needed to hear today. And if you're a loyal listener, last week we talked about why tracking everything can work against you on your health goals. So this week, I want to dive in a little bit deeper into that topic, since this is something that I see constantly with high achieving women that I work with. Because women who are disciplined, motivated, and successful, they can manage their careers, they can build businesses, raise little humans, all while running a household. They're amazing. They're crushing it. But this is all from the exterior. Inside, their body might be struggling with bloating, constipation or diarrhea, fatigue, stubborn weight, cravings, and brain fog. And I know what most of these women do. They like to control. So they think, oh, my body is struggling. Looks like I need to control it a little more. More restriction, more discipline, more rules. But what if the reason your body isn't healing is because of all of that extra stress that you've been living in for years? Because high achieving women often have a nervous system that has been conditioned to operate in high output mode. And it's addictive. I've been there, done that. And we learned early in life that maybe our value came from achieving, performing, doing things right, pushing through the comfort. I know in my situation, I was always trying to outshine my brothers. I am the youngest and I have two older brothers, and I was always trying to prove myself to get the attention because my dad wanted us to succeed. He wanted what was best for us. But if we got an A, why isn't it an A+? So we thought at a young age, because our prefrontal cortex before the age of 7, it's not able to recognize all of the different ways of love. So we just see everything as, hey, I notice that when I achieve, when I perform well, I get more love. I get more attention. I get more appreciation. So what we end up doing is we associate our value from that achievement, doing things right. And this mindset, it does create incredible success. We've all been there. We push harder, we do the dang thing, and we become these successful powerhouse women. But biologically, our body can't distinguish between work stress, emotional stress, physical stress. All it feels and reads is pressure. And when your body feels that pressure chronically, it activates that survival mode, that sympathetic nervous system, which means higher cortisol, disrupted digestion, slower metabolism, inflammation, gut permeability, which also refers to what some people call leaky gut. Your body is prioritizing survival when you are always stuck in that go, 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 achieve, achieve, achieve mode. And I get it. I have 3 kids. I work full time. I run a business, and I still need that constant reminder to myself to find a time to chill, to relax, and to not future trip. That is a huge struggle for myself. I'm always future tripping, thinking of like, what's next? How can I plan this? And we need to come back to that present moment because our gut is incredibly sensitive to stress. I know personally, if I have, let's say, a job interview or something stressful is happening, I already feel all that extra mucus in my throat. I start clearing my throat more. Our bodies are very smart because of that gut and brain communication that constantly happens, that gut brain axis. So when you are chronically stressed, your body literally diverts energy away from digestion. So this is why so many high achieving women that I work with complain about bloating, acid reflux, constipation, IBS symptoms, food sensitivities, poor nutrient absorption. That list above, I experienced all of this in my 20s, from the pressure to achieve more, climb the corporate ladder. You are not alone, mama. When women experience these symptoms, though, it sucks because they assume I must be eating the wrong foods, which can be part of the reason, especially how everything is grown in the States. But it is not the only reason. So most women that come to me, some of them are aware and they've already started eliminating the foods like gluten, dairy, sugar, anything that could possibly be a trigger. And if they've already gone that route and haven't found any improvement from removing certain food groups, then the real trigger most likely is not the food. And if you're like, Shan, I am so sick of this. I removed all these foods and I'm still getting these terrible symptoms. I just want to give up on this whole weight loss process. I feel like crap. I have acid reflux. My food is so boring and bland and I still can't find relief. Hear me out. It could be your nervous system. And I might sound like a broken record at this point, and I am okay with that because we learn best from repetition. High achieving women are so incredibly good at following all the rules. So when health culture might tell you, track everything, control everything, restrict everything, they do it perfectly. I'm pretty darn close. But that restriction actually creates more stress in the body. Your body is now dealing with calorie restriction, intense exercises, constant tracking of sleep, of steps, of you name it, tracking everything, whether it's on your ring, on your watch. And this creates so much food anxiety. And your body interprets it as scarcity and pressure, which, yes, I'm sorry to tell you, raises your cortisol, which then slows down fat loss, which worsens gut function. So this is the struggle. And I'm so sorry to tell you that we have to focus on relieving stress, regulating the nervous system, and we can focus on those foods too. It is part of my Wellness Empress Academy. We do still focus on the right nutrition, the right movement, but it all starts with regulating that nervous system, because this is why you can do all the things right and still not hit the goals. And I know it's a frustrating process because a lot of the women, they think, you know what? I just need more discipline. This must be why my progress stalled. Right? Wrong. Your body heals when it feels safe. It needs to tap into that parasympathetic nervous system. It needs to feel safe to digest, to rest, and to truly nourish. And because we learn, again, repetition, I want to ask you 2 questions from last week, but I'm going to ask in a slightly different way to see if this really hits home for you. Instead of asking yourself, how do I become more disciplined to hit my weight goal? This is a huge question I get all the time. Either how do I become more motivated, or how do I become more disciplined? What's the secret to hold on to that discipline? No. I want you to start asking yourself, how can I support my body today? What nourishing meal can I make? How can I climb into bed a little bit earlier without watching any screens? So instead of that pressure and that forcing, I want you to ask how you can support your body. Maybe it's a bubble bath if you have some time. If your husband or partner wants to watch the kids for a little bit, you can get into a nice bubble bath, listen to calming music. These are the ways we start to support our body. And this is how you can shift your body into that rest, digest, regulate the nervous system, stabilize your blood sugar, nourishing your gut with whole foods. This reduces chronic stress, improves sleep, all the things that we want. All of those pillars of health starts in the nervous system. And one more thing that I love to talk about, can't finish an episode without talking a little bit about identity. Because when you learn to shift your identity from the woman who pushes harder to the woman who supports her body, that woman, she starts releasing the extra weight without pressure, without control. So many high-achieving women try to heal their body using the same strategies that created their stress. More force, more pressure, more discipline. But healing, it requires something different. It requires you to listen to your body, slow down enough to take notice on what you truly need, which I know can be easier said than done, but there's always going to be something to do. Find the time to, if it's a priority, if this is your priority, because we always make time for what is a priority, right? Whether it's first thing in the morning, before you go to bed, carve out your lunch break, whatever it is, find the time to start slowly. Whether that's through meditation, breathing deeply, practicing gratitude, whether that is just saying it in your head or journaling or dance party. I always love good singing, dance party, whatever resonates with you. Because everything I'm talking about today, it's not just theory for me. I lived it, and I want you to learn and benefit from my experience. Because more than a decade ago, before I had kids, I was that person that was extremely disciplined about my health, about my career. I was always trying to succeed and do my best. I mean, who doesn't want to do their best, right? But I worked out constantly. I did track everything that I ate, and I pushed my body so hard. And on the outside, it looked like I was doing everything right. But inside, my body was on the struggle bus. I developed severe GERD. I developed Barrett's esophagus, a hiatal hernia, and multiple nutrient deficiencies from food intolerances. My gut, it was hot mess express. Let me tell you what, it was chaos. I was exhausted all the time. And then that moment, I knew I needed to make a change. I had, at the time, before I got diagnosed, I had the bile. I had all the discomfort. But I was like, whatever, it's fine. Just, take what is it? Not Pepsid. Tums. I used to always just pop Tums all the time. But when I fainted at work, when I went in and got tested, that is when I finally realized this version of healthy, that's not the version of healthy that was going to be something that I wanted to live the rest of my life, because I look good, I look lean, but inside, struggle bus. And that's because I was following all the rules from what I thought was right, eating the foods that everyone said are healthy, working out hard to burn off the bad food from the weekend, climbing up the corporate ladder in the engineering field. But what I really didn't realize was my body was living in a chronic stress cycle. My nervous system never felt safe, and your body cannot heal when it doesn't feel safe. That experience completely changed how I view health, because healing, it doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from learning to listen to your body and support it. So through my healing journey of reducing stress, finding the right foods to nourish my body, movement that nourished my body, sleep, everything started to shift. My digestion improved, my energy came back, and my relationship with my body and my relationship with food completely changed. And that is what led me to create Wellness Empress Academy. I see so many women repeating the same cycle that I went through. And I don't want any other high-achieving women to try to solve health problems through more pressure, more control. Because I hope that listening in today, you realize that that is not what's going to do it. You don't need a bunch of supplements. You don't need a bunch of hormone replacement therapy, injections, whatever social media is trying to sell you. Your body has just been under pressure for too long. And when you are able to start creating safety in your body again, you'll start to heal. You'll start to release the weight. You'll start to have your energy back. So if you take one thing away from this episode, I want you to know your body, it does not heal and release the extra weight through punishment. It does it through support, through safety, through nourishment, through listening. And if you're a high achieving woman who has always been taught to just push harder, it ain't it. So learning to support your body might be the most powerful thing that you ever do. It takes awareness and some reprogramming, since our brain will naturally default to the hustle mode because that's what it is most familiar with. And I just want to welcome you with open arms into Wellness Empress Academy. If this episode resonated with you, if this was like, yes, Shannon, that's exactly what I needed to hear. I have been pushing and trying, and maybe a certain plan, a restrictive plan worked, and then I just went back to the old ways, and I just feel like I'm always stuck in this cycle of trying to lose weight, and then I gain weight, and I try to lose weight. That is no way to live. Or I have other people where they live so restrictive on a diet that they have chronic headaches, they're fatigued, they feel hangry all the time. Girl, I don't blame you. That's just what people have been telling you to do. And it's not the method that we use in Wellness Empress Academy. We focus on healing the body from the inside out through gut health, nervous system regulation, so you can have sustainable fat loss and rebuild trust with your body. Because your health, it shouldn't feel like another thing that you have to control or add to what feels like a never-ending to-do list. It should feel like something that supports your life. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I would love it, love it, love it if you can leave me a review if this resonated with you, so other mamas, other women can find this message. Have a wonderful week. I love you so much, and we will chat soon.